Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Whiteley, and this is your Golf Central update. Well, a strong field over in Detroit this week over at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, including Patrick Reed. He will be getting his first tee time up and running at 1 p.m. Eastern alongside Jason Kokrak and Webb Simpson. So Reed with a win and 4 top 10 finishes this year. He addressed the media before getting things going tomorrow.
I feel like I'm playing really solid, hitting the ball well. So on the golf side, I feel like we're in good form leading into the week. But I think the biggest thing is I'm super impressed with how they were able to get this golf course in as good a shape as they had. With the storms that have hit and how nasty the weather has been here late last week and during the weekend. And seeing the pictures on Saturday of how holes like 10, 18, 15 were. And I played that back 9 on Monday. And besides for some areas in the rough, you couldn't really tell that it rained. Of course, it was soft and the ball was spinning and not really rolling anywhere, but the conditions were perfect. And you got to give all the credit to the superintendents and the people around here to get this place in that good of shape. When they showed me a picture off of 10T, you saw the tee box and then it just looked like a lake. You couldn't see the bunkers that you're trying to carry on the left or the ones on the right. And 18, you saw a little bit of grass, but everything was underwater. And 15, it was the tee box, and then after the tee box, it was basically just nothing but water into the bunker that's just short of the green. So the amount of water that was there was a huge amount, and to come out and play and just find a couple wet spots here and there in the rough, it was very impressive how they were able to get the water out, and then the job that they'd be able to do to allow the place to drain and get the water out of there. It all depends on the scoring. Pin placements, obviously, with them being soft, you think they'll go a little tougher on pins because it's going to be more accessible. You're going to be able to attack the golf course. But with it being as wet as it is, the past 2 years, the fairways were firm. So the ball would hit and just take off. And they had soft greens that first year, so we were able to really attack this place because the drivers were going so far. They're just bounding when they hit fairways. But with it being as soft as it is, they're going to be a little longer clubs in certain greens, but you're still going to be able to attack. And if the weather's nice, I would still think you have to shoot at least 17, 16 under to win this golf tournament. We were in dialogue and talks with the European Tour, PGA Tour, R&A, and things like that to know what the restrictions were like going over there. And, for me, I kind of knew what I was going to get myself into when going over there, considering I play on the European Tour. So I went over to Wentworth. I've played in their bubble, and I've been around those protocols and know what it's like. Now, having 32,000 fans, we haven't had that yet, so it's going to be nice to get back and just have that many people out there following and supporting golf and watch this play.
Ryder Cup question, with it being inside 90 days now, you're just outside one of the top 6 automatic qualifier spots. At what point does that start getting on your radar where you think, okay, I have 4 or 5 starts left until Steve makes his pick?
I think the biggest thing is not really focusing so much on where you are on trying to get in, and more focusing on each week and playing some good golf. Because I'm in a position I think I'm 7th, 1 out. And I'm in that spot that if I go out and play some good golf and have a chance to win on Sunday, especially here late, and make that push, we should be able to try to get inside that top 6, or worst case scenario, if you stay at 7th and you're playing well and being in good form, you hope to be a pick. But really, it's focused on what's at hand right now, and that's play good golf. If you do that, then that takes care of itself. And I've always been a firm believer in that, whether it's, first day of a tournament, whether it's looking at Ryder Cups later on down the road, looking at certain things. If you go out and take care of each day and play the best you can and go out and shoot numbers and improve each day, the results and everything else will take care of itself.
Okay, well, we've also got a strong field over at the Irish Open this week at Mount Juliet. Padraig Harrington will play and do a little bit of scouting for the Ryder Cup team. 2019 Open champion Shane Lowry just a couple of weeks away from finally being able to defend his title. And Rory McIlroy is the highest ranked player in the field. The 2016 winner of this event, he talked to the media ahead of this year's Irish Open.
It's great. I've never played here before. I've been here to watch when the World Golf Championships were here in 02 and 04. We came down to watch, but a little different playing it. And yeah, obviously vantage point's a little different as well. But yeah, it's in great shape. I played the back 9 today. I'll play all 18 tomorrow in the Pro-Am. Landed this morning at 5:15. into Dublin, so it's been a long day. I'm pretty tired, but determined to stay up and watch England and Germany here in a little bit, and we'll go from there. I remember quite a bit. I mean, I said to Harry on the last time I was on the 18th green here was during the prize ceremony when Tiger won, and I remember I somehow sneaked my way like under the rope onto the back of the green, and I was standing right behind him, and his glove was still in his back pocket, and like I could have reached and got it and ran. It would have been a good story to tell him, but I obviously didn't, and but it was the first time I ever watched Tiger play live. I remember the first shot I ever saw him hit was a drive off the 5th hole, par 5, and he hit a 2-iron into the green. And it was really cool. You know, I idolized him growing up, and to actually see the man in the flesh was pretty exciting. And then in 2004, I'd sort of made a name for myself in the amateur scene at that point, and I'd gotten to know Chubby and Darren and stuff, so I was a little more in the sort of, I remember, you know, being in the clubhouse and stuff and meeting Ernie after he won, and so had a little more access then because of that. But yeah, really good memories coming down here watching. It's amazing that it's been, you know, 17 years and the tournament hasn't been back since, so glad to be back, and you know, certainly a lot's changed in the last 17 years since the last time I was here. I think getting myself into contention in another major, so getting myself into contention at the Open will be great. I think having a chance to win both the FedEx Cup and the Race to Dubai, I think they're, you know, two pretty good goals of mine that I'd like to try to achieve. And yeah, like have a great Ryder Cup. Obviously, that's very important. There's a lot of golf to play up until that point, but I'd say they're the main goals. Is give myself a chance at the Open, give myself a chance in both FedEx Cup and Race to Dubai, and try to have a really good Ryder Cup. It is nice to get a tournament on a links course before going into Sandwich. So you know, if anything, it's probably all worked out for the best. And yeah, it was like I was very encouraged walking away from Torrey Pines. You know, to have a share of the lead on the final day through, you know, a few holes. You know, I give myself a good chance. I looking back, the one thing that I kicked myself about, it wasn't like the double on 12 is, you know, you're going to get some bad breaks, and I got a bad break, but it was the 3-putt on 11 that stopped the momentum. I made a really good putt for par on 10, and then probably hit my best shot of the day into 11. Great 5-iron into the middle of the green. And then, you know, that 3-putt was just sort of, it was pretty sloppy. And that killed the momentum to go on from there. So, but I thought the week was a real positive on the whole, and you know, I'm looking forward to these next 3 weeks.
Well, still trying to figure out exactly where Rory McIlroy's game is, as are we. He missed the cut at the Players and the Masters, turned around and won at Quail Hollow, but then didn't really contend at the PGA Championship, but was in contention late Sunday at Torrey Pines. So we'll wait to see which Rory we get this week. And this is what is coming your way tomorrow. You can see Rory in action over in Ireland at 8 a.m. Golf Central pregame getting you set for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. That kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern. The LPGA in action as well. That'll be coming your way at 6 p.m. And then Golf Central will get everything wrapped up at 8 p.m. Eastern. So enjoy the golf, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you then.